Alright, I think we got audio. What is that name? I like the characters on that name. I can't begin to pronounce it or say it. Hi, Travis. Hopefully we have audio coming through. Yes? No? Maybe? Well, let's go check. Get my laptop turned on here. Let's roll through some cameras, make sure they're participating tonight. They are. They are. They are. They are. And it is. Doing well. How are you? I set them over there. Murtada? Is that correct? Fancy characters, man. Either way, what is that? Is that Hindi? Wow, these gloves look fairly big. I think I should have got larges, maybe. Let's hope they're not frozen. Iraqi, okay. Yeah, curvy fancy lettering. I'm not a connoisseur of. I can't tell most of it apart, but I try. But sorry for mistaking that. All right, let's get some IPA. Refill our 2 bottles and then get on with a repair. Is this thing dead? Wake up. And there we go. All right, get some IPA in our little bottles we ran empty. And then we're going to take a look at this thing here. Actually, we better put that on there. We'll spill this crap everywhere. Anyhow, what's going on, people? What are you into tonight? I'm going to take a look at something. I haven't looked at one of these in a long time. So, Let's see what we can figure out with it. It's going by the back stickers, it's definitely been looked at in a sense. To what extent, I don't know. Or the back sticker, I guess I should say. This thing is in sad, sad shape. So we have a battery, but it's not as it appears. This is a PlayStation Portable 3001, so the one that was not hackable, not permanently exploitable for a while. I'm not sure if they are now or not. It's been a while since I messed with these. Yeah, let's get moving on. We got no charging light. We are plugged in. We can get no power, and then look at this. This is even more. This is even greater. This ain't the actual battery pack for it. And I've done this a few times myself, made these. But I generally kept the plastic and resealed them. I'm fairly certain that is a phone battery. And it's definitely not what the battery pack should look like. Okay. So we don't even know if this is going to charge when we do get power. Let's go. Alright, I thought it was goofy for a second, so let's take a look. We got voltage going to, well, I had. Wonder if my leads are acting up again. There we go, voltage. So we definitely have juice coming out of this power supply. We don't need to question it. And as far as I know, this is an actual PSP power supply. 75 volt 2000 milliamp AC adapter. Yeah, right there. PSP. Going by that sticker, this came from what looks to be a Goodwill. Yeah, well. All right, let's see what shape we're in. 8.5 volt. For a PSP now, it'd be 5. These only require, the PlayStation Portables only required 5 volts. Going by our little sticker here, if it's gonna focus. So I believe, if we look at that, 5 volt, 1.2 amps. out of these things, what they had? They had like 3 major revisions other than the PSP Go, which would be is like a slide up. You would slide the screen up, and I believe after you slid the screen up, the buttons in that were revealed, if I remember it correctly. It's been so long. I had a 1001 of these I modified. I don't know if I did it on a stream or video, but I modified it to charge via the micro, or the micro USB port. I know it was micro. Mini USB. Modified it to get a charge going into it that way. These ones, I think from either the second 2001 or 3001 up, they would charge via that port. Let's try that real quick before we go any further. Let me see what I got here. What do we got? Alright, USB-C. We'll at least check that port before we get it torn down too far. Alright, we're going to go USB-C to mini USB. Let's take care and plug our battery in, and then we'll check it without the battery as well. A little worried about that battery. Alright, so still no charge light. No power. We got something going on inside. Just to be sure, let's check it without the battery, see if the battery's causing issues. Negative. I'll zoom this back out a little. I forgot that was zoomed in to read. And without the battery on our normal power adapter. And nothing, no light. Yeah, nope. All right, to the inside. So you have 4 silver screws in the back of these, a black one on the bottom, 2 silver ones on top, and then you should be able to start opening it up, depending what that's for version, the 2001 and 3001. The original fat PSP is way different. No UMD. Throw the card. Main parts on these that I find: pull your door out. There may be arms or not, depending if the legs are broken off, and then you'll have a little tab on that side if you've never torn one of these down. Michael, good evening. And when you lift these out, your buttons, D-pad, and this bottom row should come with it. Generally they do. They'll stand there fairly good. Throw that off to the side. Man, I wonder, because this has the inclusion of a mic, I don't think a white front would fit. Or would it? Yeah, no. So I have this is for a 2001, slightly different, no hole by the PSP logo here for a microphone. We could easily make a hole for a mic though. Oh, the shape of the buttons are different too. So yeah. This from a 2001. This got stolen. That was when I upgraded the shell. Or I don't know if it got stolen or loaned out, and I just never got it back. Something happened many years ago though. So we're going to look at this one. Alright, can we... Not yet, we can't. We got to take more apart. Okay, so right here we have our power board, or it's the board with the switch for the power. How you doing, Michael? What are you up to this evening, by the way? Oh, that's not. Am I missing something? Was that not in there? We're going to tear this apart, look at it piece by piece, see if we can't get it to at least power on. Maybe not, I mean, if it charges that sketchy battery, that's fine. If it doesn't, and we can power it on with a cord, we'll make our own battery out of a slightly newer cell phone battery. So I remember this thing, distinctly remember it being a pain, getting it to come off of each side. And then flip down. You have to do that before you can lift your screen out. Right there. Alright, it's connected by some thin ribbon, or a thin ribbon cable, and for the mic, and then the slightly wider one. We got to get our screen out of the way, and we'll start taking a look at some of this stuff. Is that just going to lift? That's going to be amazing if it is. It is. I'm not sure that was put back right. That should. That's probably bent. It wasn't clipped. Alright, let's remove some of this stuff. So we have the ribbon cable. Let's go in and take a look here. You got the ribbon for, this is for the buttons, and then the microphone, and then we have the microphone, the ribbon, and then we'll have the screen, and the backlight for the screen, I believe, is this one. They had a brighter screen in the 3000 than the 2000 series. There it goes. Finally, it's lifting up. All right, screen. Where does that? I didn't even bother unplugging it. I'm glad I didn't rip that. So it's over here on the edge. As soon as I started lifting, I felt it. I'm like, thin ribbon cable. Let's destroy it. Survived. Let's hope it works. So already, check this out, what I'm seeing by eyes. I don't know if you can see that on camera. Let's find another view. I'm going to keep the vignetting so I have the right zoom level. If I zoom in to get rid, like if I do this, it just makes, to get rid of that circle, it makes it much smaller of an area that I have to work on to keep it on screen. So we're just going to keep it zoomed out and let it go. So we do have some problems. What's going on there? That's a fuse. That's a fuse as well. It has to be a fuse location. So bad fuses and they bridged over it. That port don't look great, but it don't look bad. Here's our power board. Let's take a look at this. Just chilling. Yeah, that's what I'm doing, chilling with this PSP 3000. Look at the sauce on that one. It's a definite, what are we thinking? Liquid? Liquid went in this thing? The switch feels good, I have to say that. So we have the hold, where it'll lock, and then our off, or standby, sleep, whatever, and then power, which springs back. So switch seems to function. And that is just not good looking now. And that's the opposite side of the port. Some of that has definitely at some point connected. Yeah, but how bad? How bad? Alright, so we gotta get our board out and let's take note. So our board basically ends here under this speaker. Is that corrosion or just flux? And we're looking at the ribbon for, that's for our 4 buttons, or triangle. I don't even know what they are in this thing. What is it? Triangle, X, circle, square. Okay. The ribbon cable looks good. A little bit of corrosion all around. Doesn't look terrible. Alright, that's direct to the backlight. That's the backlight one. Looks like there's some corrosion there. Why does that not want to stay up? Ah, it's lifting out of the port, that's why. Okay, so partway broken. Let's try and keep it there for now. I don't know, I'm starting to lose hope on this one. Alright, we need to get some more stuff uncovered so we can look. We have that shield there, that mess. We're going to unbridge those fuses and actually test them. Let's get to work. Where do we go from here? Is this a pop out? Yeah, it is. Pop out. Press it to the side and it should pop out. There we go. Spring loaded. Perfect. What else have we got to compete with in our way? We have the thumbstick, a few more screws. Yeah, we got to remove this silver frame, part of it anyhow. That doesn't feel bad at all, like as far as worn or rough, gritty, anything like that. I'll take it. Nope. Broadcast ended. Alright, message is coming in. I didn't know if it was a customer. Let me kill this thing. Alright, we're going to keep that screw separate. I don't want to rip anything here. I believe we need to pry this loose and take it up off of there so this piece will, unless it pops out all as one unit. I don't believe it does. Let's get our DC jack, if we can call it that. I guess that's what it would be out of there. Try to, without breaking it. I've got to free up this board. I'm going to look at the other side as well. Alright. What else do we have? I know that, yeah, okay. So we do have to lift that. Alright. I'm glad I remembered that. That would suck to get this bar and rip that little ribbon cable. So we got to get this button unstuck from there. Without destroying it. That didn't sound good, but that was adhesive ripping loose, so I can live with that. Are we free? Are we actually free? I don't want to lift anything, and that's where it... No, we're not. Got that, was that Wi-Fi? No, Wi-Fi is up here. What would that be? There, it's just on a peg. We have our other speaker. D-pad. What is that? Just lights? I gotta know what that is. I think it's lights for the... Okay, yeah. That would go in there. Yep, lights. So it's the two lights, LEDs. Let's see if we can get this thumbstick out just by pulling the ribbon cable. The screw I took out, I think that's our, yep, that's our only screw. As far as water damage, corrosion-wise, that's like fairly clean. Nothing set on our analog stick, so that's good. The rest of it, I'm not so sure. All right, any more screws in our motherboard we got to take out. This will be the ribbon cable for the UMD drive on the back. These were always fun to deal with on the 2000 series. And here. Yeah, we'll just, I was going to tape it, but we'll just leave it. Just leave it. All right, how many more screws is holding this thing in? Are we free? I don't know if we need that one freed up or not. I don't think. To get the board out, I really don't believe so. So we have a switch there we have to pay attention to when we're going back in. And turn it to that way. Alright, and here it be, the other side of the board. And it looks semi not as good. Give me one sec here, people. I'm going to run to the quick trip to the bathroom. The rest of the room. Alright, audio's back, finally. Alright, let's take a look at this thing, see what we can clean up, see what we can find out with this board. I hope it's savable. It would be cool to have this thing working. Live another day, anytime you can save electronics. Hey, an 866 number called me. Perfect. Let's take another look-see. This is the other side of our board. I'm gonna say definitely 100% we've got some crusties going on in there. Brilliant. Who put stretch release tape on these? Definitely some corrosion. This might be, like, I'm really starting to lose hope that we're going to see anything from this. More like a clean. Who knows what's going on? That's a battery? Jeez. That is rust. UMD drive switch. That doesn't look good. Whatever that spot is. Let's I'll tell you right now, if that's getting hot or anything going on there, I don't know what it would be doing, but depending what it is doing, I don't have another one of these. We'd have to get a donor board if it is a problem with that. Give me one moment. the flu knocks you down like that. Yeah, I unmuted too, by the way. But when the flu knocks you down, that's what I do. The sooner I can get up and move, the sooner I start feeling more like a human instead of a sick, dying animal laying there, you know what I mean? But yeah, take care, man.
All right, dude, I'll talk to you.
Yeah, I'll get the screens made up for that.
Okay, just holler at me.
All right, later, bud.
Later, man.
Oh, where's he at? I gotta find Michael here. Oh, wait, we can't do it on that computer. We'll do it on the portable one. Do I actually have audio again? Did I unmute? I think I did. I think I did. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Getting dangerous here. Getting dangerous. He's gonna boot everybody. Or boo him. Could be either, I guess. Huh? Boot, boo, ban. So yeah, as I was saying, Jimmy stopped by. He had to drop off a shirt and fun stuff. We're gonna make some screens of that. But yeah, this chip, where'd that chip go? That is worrying me. I mean, the whole thing, the whole board is worrying me. You know, like, but especially that chip, if that's getting hot. We're gonna plug, I'm gonna try and put the, shit, man, I don't even know. So we need to actually, plug in two ribbons, the switch, and the DC jack, and we should be able to test run this thing and see if that chip is throwing some heat. What is that? Is that another, that's a fuse. That is a fuse. That has to be. Yeah, it's right beside it, marked on it, 1001 1.0 amp. Just bridged right over top of it. So I wonder if these fuses are bad, were bad, just guessing. Who knows? The switch looks alright. There's some more rust. Perfect. And some more crusty cheese corrosion. Yeah, I don't think this thing's working. But you never know. We'll give it a good go. Let's find out about that chip, see if it's getting hot first. I have 0 set up. Do I? No. We could use power supply, but we're not going to do that. No, wait. I don't know that we need to switch, but we're going to put it on here just to put it back to short status because everything is crusty and undoubtedly shorted. Alright, so we're plugged back in. Let's get this out of the way. Apply power. It could be something else that's shorting it too, but I just want to see. Could be a spot. Doesn't feel like it's getting warm unless it was something else like, what would that be controlling? No clue. Alright, proceed. We're going to start cleaning, adding solder. A little bit of work on this thing and see if we can get it to power on, charge, do something other than sit dead. Back under the scope. Yeah, we're going to flood that thing out. R.I.P. You think so? R.I.P. PSP? I think so too, but you know what? I'm fairly certain my 3-year-old threw my last PSP I had in the garbage that was going out in some boxes, and it got thrown out on accident. So, I'm quite certain that I'm not going to be getting that back. Which one of these has some still in? You'll do. The Vita was also in garbage, my PS Vita, but I happened to hear something rattling around in the 2 little boxes I was carrying out to the dumpster or trash. Felt a little heavy for being empty garbage, and I looked in it and there was a PS Vita that I was just about to throw away. And I fear that the PSP I had was the same way. It was an old 1000. I did a video on it on here. So hopefully this one isn't RIP. Trying to clean some of the flux out of this brush. Let's take a quick moment and do it. Hopefully that worked. We're going to cover this. That's too much open IPA to breathe. Alright, did we switch over? We did. Let's go. Let's give a good effort at cleaning this up somewhat. Looking down in, really, maybe? I'm not seeing any corrosion. If any, not much on those pins. Possibly a little. It's hard to tell. There's got to be an easier way to do that. Where's that brush? We'll use that end. That's thermal paste. I think this one's the same, but RIP. Alright, let's move on to bigger and better things. Let's set that off to the side. I don't even know where to start, honestly, in this other than find some sketchy stuff, clean it up, and possibly throw the meter on it and test. Actually, there's a project. There's a project at hand. Let's the board goes in there like that. Let's go around. There should be 3 fuses on this thing. What is it? 3001, 3 fuses, I believe. Let's count them. So, is it that one or that one? No, it would be the one that's marked right there. So we're going to take and remove that solder and test it. Remove that solder, test that fuse. Let's see if there's any more on this side. There should be 1 on the other side, and that's it. Unless they change from the 2 to the 3, 2000 to 3000. And right there's a fuse. There's another one, but I don't think important to anything. At least it wasn't bridged over. And wow, there's okay, so more than 3. 1, 2, 1. One, 2 there, right? 1, 2. Yeah, that don't look great, I'll admit. So 1, 2, 3 that we have to clean off on this side. If you can't get your hands on one of these two, anybody that doesn't have experience, get it, because they're an emulation beast for retro consoles. We use a good iron. These things, yeah, they're just like monsters at emulating a lot. You can play quite a few 64 games on these. I had one I sold a very long time ago. I would like the Steam Deck. Wow, I mean, this compared to the Steam Deck, that's not really. When did these come out? PSP 3000 compared to Steam Deck? Steam Deck's a slight bit more recent. But yeah, no, I would love one too. But for what these could do, for being as old as they are, quite amazing. Alright, 2 of them unbridged. We'll come back. Well, nope. Let's dock this and test them while we're right here. What are we looking for? Continuity. Side 1 to side 2. See if it holds true. Well, that one's good. That one's good. Ooh, give me some ground while we're here. Yeah, look at that nasty stuff. not shorted that we know of. Definitely something going on there. Well, at least there. There's that rusty spot. And here we go, the one I'm really concerned, I'm actually fairly concerned with that. I think we may need to do something there. I'm not certain. That's very corroded. There's another fuse we need to do some work with. I'm honestly surprised there's not more shorts going on here for all the amount of stuff that we're seeing. So, this one's really corroded. We're going to need to take a look there. Let me see. Can we see that? That's definitely going to need to be a lot of looking at that. Make sure that isn't corroded where it's going to pop off. Just the level of corrosion on that end of that cap is horrid. These were getting there, but there's more up there. That don't look good, but don't know. Let's finish cleaning off these fuses and start cleaning up some more areas. Let go of it. Is that it for this side? I believe we had that one. That one wasn't bridged. Let's test it while we're here. That fuse is good. Why were they bridged? That must be a power surge protection mod. That way, if that fuse is gonna pop, it won't. Gotta be it. Has to be, right? So where we had one there? Where else? Two on this side, if I remember right. We can clean that area up. One. Wow. You don't look so good, friend. Look at that. We just snapped that. Eee, that's not good. That holds the ribbon cable in. Okay, so we're going to try and hang on to that. I don't know what. You can see there's a chip out of it or got melted. So I don't know, something. Somewhere along the line. But yeah, nope. Flip down. Here's what we're going to do right now. We're going to throw some Captain Tape on there to try and contain that in that spot. That sucks. Yeah, that really sucks. Should still snap down and hold the ribbon cable. That's we're going to apply some CA glue, but that's yet to be seen if it's going to work. Sadly, the fortune teller Michael is probably right, but let's hope not. Alright, retained for hopefully future use. Alright, back to our fuses. Where are they? 1, 2 is all I saw, I think. Yep, 2 on this side. Alright, let's go. Alright, fuse good, fuse bad. Fuse good. And fuse good. Okay, so let's move on. Let's start cleaning up and sketchy looking stuff. We're going to flux and sit it back down like that. That whole area just looks shit. Damn. Alright, we're going to clean it first and take note of a couple components there. Another thing I'm worried about is anything we might not be seeing under this shield. Oh, what is that for? It is literally just just a shield over the CPU. What do we say? Do we dare lift that up? Do we dare take and lift that up to check under the spots where, I mean, right here, if we're looking, this is basically all one chip here. And that's covered by one chip. And I don't see anything sticking out from the edges, but then again, we shouldn't. Never lifted one of those on a PSP. Not the shield, but the actual chip. What we see around the edges of it doesn't look bad, although the neighbors right next door over here, you know, we got the good looking area here with the chip. The neighbors right next door are all like sick and dying if you go by this, so we may end up having to pull that. Alright, let's break some shit. Please don't knock any components off. Time to go. What'd you sell your PSP for anyhow, Michael? We didn't get the rest of that story. I'm curious why you would sell such an awesome console. It'd be kind of like selling the Steam Deck now. I mean, they are a lot cooler than, I mean, even in the time, what these could do then compared to what Steam Deck can do now. Steam Deck's still a lot cooler, but these were super cool for what they were. You know what? Doesn't look bad inside there. We're going to say that will live to fight another day. Let's get back over here in this neighborhood where everybody's sick and dying. We'll clean up a little more. Got bored? Come on. Looking to get another one? You want this one if it works? We'll save it. Let's send it. Looking to get another one. That guy doesn't look too good. We're going to brush easy. See, I started doing a process like this on the waterlogged Nintendo Switch, but you see what I'm doing here? Just throwing the alcohol on. As I was brushing in one area to like do part of the cleanup, as I was brushing, components in a completely different area, just where alcohol was flowing, started washing away, and I was like, yeah, I got discouraged. The board was beat. It was the one that I bought on eBay that said it was listed as the seller was not very good at fixing electronics, but somebody else might be able to. And it, yeah, where's that board at? Let's see how much I didn't clean off of it yet. Okay, so getting off PSP for a second, let's take a look at this switch. So there's the USB-C port annihilated. You can see other stuff is possibly missing. It's just real crusty. You can see this whole area is just melted and dead. Flux still on there. Burnt. Here's where we started getting stuff washing away. So I had filters trying to wash away. Not good at fixing, but I might be able to. That's what the ad said. I did brush off most of the corrosion. Let's see if we can find any left. Okay, so the whole board, see that there? It kind of looked like that stuff there. That was like the whole, without a doubt, the whole board. And actually there was 3 components. One that went here to here, here to here, and one across there that had this type stuff on it. That I just put some IPA on and it just started moving. And you can see here some of this stuff is moved. Fuel gauge is completely gone. So yeah, once I was cleaning it with IPA, and where I wasn't even brushing, stuff just started washing away. I said, yeah, I'm done. It's parts only at that point. Let's get back on this PSP now. See, I abandoned hope with that switch. I'm going to give a good hit in this area again, then we'll get some flux and that in there. Do one side at a time. Where else do we have to get down here? Anything look horrible? I don't think. That one, that backlight port looked bad. Not bad, but it was just shit. And then the corrosion on that one. Right there. Really don't want to lose them. Alright, here we go. I'm not going to get too in depth with this. Anything that looks bad, I'm just going to hit it with a little flux, hit it with the iron to try and redo the connections on it. And we will go from there. Anything that looks real bad, we'll do that, and I'm going to give it a test. No rabbit holes or anything extreme. How much? If it works, you can have it. I will send it with your shirts and stickers. The one I want is, I would love to find a new in-box one, but the last one that I saw that was new in-box years ago, it sold years ago. It was the PSP 2001 Star Wars. Okay. The computer's going nutty over here. But it was the white shell with Darth Vader on the back, on the not the battery door, the opposite side, I think. Would love to find another one of those. If not new in box, used, then working, and then I could just, you know, clean it up from there. But yeah, no, if we get this gun, you can have it, my friend. I might have to play some Luxor or something else on it, but get a game or two in. I really don't think it's going to work, but hey, you never know. Stranger things have happened. Can we see that? I feel like I can't see it. I really don't want to go in here between these and end up lifting that resistor off with my iron, but I'm not switching to the micro pencil. We'll get hotter out only if we need it. Uh oh, Mr. Codger went live. Michael Knowles, good evening. I just looked up and saw you in chat there. I just got a message that Decoder went live too as well. Is that true? I'm gonna put them on my headphones so I can listen to old Codger while working on my own stuff and talking to you guys. Let's see, is he on there? Is he on there invading the airwaves? Poisoning our repair brains? Or was that just a fake? Maybe it didn't. Maybe it was something else that came in. I thought it did say he was live. No, I just saw the YouTube icon and assumed it was live. Oh no, he's on Twitch. Okay, I'm still gonna put him on to listen to him. Twitch, everybody. I'm stupid. I can't tell the difference between the icons. Hold on, I gotta send my usual slacking message. Alright. Fair enough, Phil. Fair enough. Alright, let's continue this repair. I gotta turn this down so hopefully it's not feeding into my mic. Alright, what do we decide here? Anything super bad? Who was that in the chat telling the truth? Oh, all right. Let's get to work. So I actually am going to get some hot air out for this. Let's blow some hot air on here. Let's find out. Also, what we want to watch out for is not getting too much hot air in this area. That's the opposite side of where that UMD switch is. They're a nightmare. All right, here's hoping. Here's hoping. That should be a size we can work with. Hopefully without doing too much damage. All right, come on, cheapo, time to work. Let's go, buddy. All right, so I'm not seeing a whole lot of stuff other than the huge mess I'm making. I'm not seeing a whole lot of cleaning going on with this stuff, although some. Don't want to get too close here. We'll do that with the iron. And let's check our UMD switch to make sure, and we'll go ahead and clean that flux off of that. These boards are super thin and they heat up quick. We're going to have fun there. UMD switch is, albeit loose, it is alive and well. We could tear it apart, but we'll leave it there. Nah, it's not going to be fun, all that crap right on that battery. And then that. What did you miss? I'll tell you. Am I saying that right? Italian retro guy. What did you miss? PSP. Um, like we were, not we, not well. I'll say we all include chat. We weren't really debating it. I was debating though to chat about whether or not to pull this shield because most of the entirety under the shield is a big chip and don't really see any corrosion in there around it. Maybe a few spots. But it looked good. But then again, right next door where everybody else was sick and dying here, wasn't much, you know, of a barrier between them, so possibly should pull this shield. I just ran hot air over this to try and clean up some of the area where there was corrosion. We're going to do the same on other parts of the board and hit that with the iron. I'm going to go up here with the iron. Unbridged a bunch of fuses that were bridged, and every fuse that was bridged was still good. So I think that's it. And showing off the one switch that I started going to work on until I just abandoned hope on it. When I was cleaning it in the puddle of IPA where I wasn't brushing, started washing components away, I said done. Let's clean that flux off and continue. You're a maniac. Thank you kindly, Bill. Nah, it's good. You got somebody tell him in his chat he's got serious work to do. We're playing over here. If anybody's in his channel as well. He got serious work to do. We're just playing around. But thank you, sir. Thank you. All right, I think I caught up Italian retro guy. So this is liquid damage PSP is correct. It had a bunch of how do I want to say it? Bridged fuses. I think we had 1, 2, 3, 4 out of the 5 or 7 that are on here. So yeah, there was quite a bit. Can we dunk this? We should just dunk it and get it close. Get it close to it anyhow. But yeah, to more to your point there, we said about might as well pull the shield off or flush with IPA. Yeah, I've been cleaning lightly with IPA because there's some parts where there's some fairly corroded stuff, and I didn't want to risk knocking components off, so we fluxed a little and cleaned some of the corrosion off. Hit some spots with an iron, then we're going to go back. That guy there, that was one of the bridged ones, and whatever was going on and being bridged, that got a touchdown over there. So clean that up. Use our irons and flux. Let's get this thing dried off a little. And cover this bin of IPA up. That stuff stinks. There they are. So what the hell do we do with the tweezers? Here we go. Alright, so continuing our cleanup. Man, I don't know. Don't know about all this, but we're gonna try. We're gonna try and get this going. Do a minimal amount of cleanup. And say that's all good. What else on this side of the board? Then we'll flip to the other and do a cleaning. Do we have to come down here? Was there anything sketchy other than that one? We still need to clean the rest of that flux up. I think these ports were all good. Let's take a look and move on to those. Keep checking the chat. Yeah, I'm going to say, yeah, that one's good underneath. I don't believe we need to do anything there. Maybe clean it? What are we saying? Clean it? Because I do see, like, this pin shouldn't naturally be blackened out like that. Oxidized, is that the word I'm looking for? You know, they should be cleaner. Still a bunch of crap to clean up here. We did have some shorts too. What was that around? It was around a chip on the other side. That's what I'm wondering once we get it cleaned up. Short gonna disappear or short stay? Clean up this area here. Man, this just looks shit all the way around. Go there. That area is worrisome. That one there. Did that eat into the board? No, just the way it looks. Alright, let's clean that up. I don't have a donor board, if anybody's wondering that. I think I said that. So we just kind of got to go with it as is, clean up. Possibly switch a cap or two off something else if we find similar size, but that's real risky doing that. You can end up with bad consequences or what we have now, which is no power. Alright, let's start cleaning this side up. Nothing worth noting. There's probably some corrosion under there. And I honestly think this might be worth a dunk in the ultrasonic at some point. To take and clean it up, like clean it up. Like super clean, but we'll see. Don't know if we're going to go that far tonight. Just scrubbing softly at first, just in case there was a component that we didn't see that has bad enough corrosion where it's just going to pop off the board. We don't want to go brushing anything away. Checking. This is sketchy here. I don't like the way that looks. The rust. This chip that is, the chip's not cocked sideways. There's a sticker on top of it. So the chip is definitely straight, but we do have a sticker on top of it that is massively sideways, but we'll be okay. We'll leave it. There. Is that better? The sticker's square now. That was the worrisome one, I think. Is that the one that had the spot? Fix up those fuses. Anything that's massively corroded. I think this was the one. If not that, it was... yeah, that was it. Or might have been that one. I can't remember. One of them did not look good, didn't look healthy. Couldn't feel no heat with power running to it though, so we'll have to check back. Alright, here goes some rust cleanup. I'm going to leave that. I don't think it's going to get any worse. This, good enough to go forward. Let's flush this, give it a good clean, and start with the flux, heat, and iron. Alright, much IPA coming out. Let's do it. Soaking it. Alright, giving this a bath in the bin of IPA I have over here real quick. We're going to scrub it off fairly quick. We're going to have to hit it with an airline and I'll mute before we blast off the air compressor and deafen everybody that is listening or may be listening. Alright, this thing has been thoroughly flushed with IPA, scrubbed to the point of dripping, so we're going to go hit it with the airline and see what happens. I'll return here in a moment, but as you can see, we are soaked. Where did you pop off of? And what is that? I know what that is. That's, yeah, that broke. So that was, we lost a piece. No big deal, though. See this thing here? Where'd it go? Not entirely certain. It's just one of those little grounding spring tab things. Let's throw it on there. It's not going to stay on, but I'm just trying to show you what it was, this thing. So it literally just snapped off. Was connected want to say something. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? So it was on there, something like that, and it actually broke from flexing. Not certain that we need it. If we do, we'll have to get a donor board or find a way to solder that piece on there, which we may be able to well do. Being that it's tin and already soldered on, we could try and just bridge it. It's not going to have the complete spring that it once had to it, but it will at least be on there. I don't even know if we could find a donor board for a PSP 3001 right now that is worth anything. Haven't looked in years for anything for these. Alright, going to airline, I shall return. Alright, unmuted. We're back. Back with the hopeless case. We still have a little flux inside there that I didn't get the brush out yet, so we'll need to clean that up at some point. I don't know if I want to smother this side in flux and go to work on it cleaning. I think we should possibly. Where we got to find the short. Where was all those shorts? Was it this chip? Let's see. Yeah, this is the chip that was shorted, I believe. One oh one AM 7/2010. Inductors or caps. This chip, worrisome. Is it just a QFN? Like just four sides, and then a big ground pad. Let's clean it up. It's got a little bit of crap there. Let's do it. I kind of want to lift that, but then I don't. I don't have one. I know we're going to need it. You know, it's funny with all the fuses being bridged that it was only some of them. We'd have to find out what was going on. Clean that up. We'll hit those while we're here. What is that for? Mini USB. And there's that area. I had to look for it. But yeah, I think we might have had the right fortune earlier with the rip, just because of the shorts, but maybe they're supposed to be shorted. Who knows? I have not seen one of these boards for years, and even when I did see them, I knew a few things to check on them. That wasn't one of them. Let's go. Let's see what we can do here now. Tweezers. Was it this one? Where was that super sketchy spot that I was worried about? There it is. That's what I was looking for. Look at that thing. We're going to spin the board to get a better angle on it, hopefully. Clean up our fuse quickly while we're here. Man, I see that. I don't see that working. I see that coming off of there. Let's try. We're being dead to the world. Or did it revive? Alright, moving on. What did I put flux here for? I can't even remember. Fuses. And then we're going to get on to, we're going to do the remainder of this flux cleanup on this thing after we clean up whatever fuses were bridged. not where I wanted it. Alright. Bit much. We got to clean that up. We don't want a bridge. This is going to be the that's where you could run TV out, I believe, from that port. That one pin just does not want to grab any solder. And it's up to boot, so let's try and get some under it. Or just totally destroy this area. One of the two. Let's get some of the big puddle back out of there. Or big bridge, big puddle, whatever it call it. Call it how you see it. Let's grab some of that. Leave the legs behind. More flux, and then we're going to drag it and hopefully not have a bridge right at the end. Moving on, moving on. I don't even know why I put this on. Oh, hot air to clean it up. That's right. All right, and that chip, this chip here, is why. Ooh, that's a big tip to get in there to clean those up. We're gonna have to swap to the micro pencil quick. Sorry. Let's hang this up. Hopefully it doesn't fall on my laptop. That would be a shame. Did I just punch a camera? I did. I literally did. That's fine. It was only a C920. No real cameras were harmed in the process. In the making of this film. No, this is going to be a fine mess, isn't it? I'm going to regret doing this, but that's the only way we're going to hopefully destroy this thing, is figure out some stuff to do and regret doing it. Yeah, we can see that. Gonna go ahead and hit all four sides of this thing, even though super nervous doing it. We're gonna try. Just want to spruce up some of those connections that were a little corroded. I don't think any corrosion got under the ground pad, but if it did, it did. We won't know that yet. See, we could have tried to do that with the bigger tip, the bent conical. As much heat as that thing puts out, we likely would have drug a couple resistors, possibly a cap or two, right off here with it going around there. So, and while we're here with the micro pencil, might as well keep it out for a little bit. Let's just get in some tighter spots. And we don't want to do that, I'm almost certain. There we go. Yeah, we're melting plastic here. I do not like the look of that, but we're leaving it. And any more cleanup to do? Let's throw some flux on, hot air, clean it, and then see if we can get any. Oh yeah, these down here. Almost forgot. Even though it's not on screen, anytime I've worked on these, I always try to be very mindful of where I'm working and angle. to not run into this little switch. It's tough. I've ruined quite a few of those in the past. Those are all connected good. I'm not going to worry too much. Regardless, with all the little bits of just hitting it with the iron and re-inflowing solder that we're doing, we are getting a bunch of stuff that's just coming off, like when you see flux cleaning stuff. So I kind of feel good about that. Oh, I don't know, there's no flux. Can we hit it? Can we hit it and not ruin it? Alright, let's continue. And not seeing much else. Let's zoom back out. Get all this crap cleaned off. We're gonna take and hit it with some hot air to warm it up. And then we'll clean it off. I don't think there was there anything else that was real worrisome? I don't remember. I don't think so. No major worries other than that shield on the other side. But let's go ahead and try and get this to sleep with the light weight of that. Let's nuke it with a bunch of flux and hot air. Oh, we gotta try and not melt that switch. Alright, maybe not. Stupid idea. Dumb idea. Clean it, airline, and see if there's any progress from cleaning it. The one chip though, like I said, I'm still very worried. This chip here with the shorts around it, if they are indeed shorts. Yeah, not liking that. Alright, to the IPA. We'll bring it over to the bench this time and get a drink. I'm just listening to Phil. He said, tonight's not my night. Evidently, it's not mine either. Let's hope that turns around for both of us, though. I'm going to say it's likely in one case, not very likely in the other. And I'm doing it off screen. That's what you get for zooming your camera in so far, you moron. Alright, let's keep going. Keep scrubbing. Be mindful not to smash our switch for the EMD drive. See what kind of flux is still stuck on this thing. Hopefully none. I'm going to say some. Tape is still on there, holding those that little broken thing. I'm going to try and get some IPA in here and get the brush in here to clean that spot out. Alright, airline, and see if there's any progress. We did clean up the little board for our power switch. What's it going to hurt? We just get, I don't want to flood the switch, so we'll keep it as is. Even though we're flooding that switch right there for Wi-Fi, we're going to go airline this after it gets the IPA out. We're going to finish hitting some of these ICs, chips, whatnot, to get IPA out from under them, and hopefully we have something happening rather than nothing. Fingers crossed. Let's that stuff stinks. Alright, give me a minute. I'm going to mute and run over to the air compressor. Hit the airline and bring it back. We'll hit it with some hot air, dry it out, and see if we got anywhere. Alright, don't light yourself on fire, dummy. Don't do it. Alright, let's mute. That's unmuted. No, I'm not shutting down soon. You're welcome to hang out. I'm going to hit the airline, sir. And good evening, Chris. I'll be back in a moment. Alright, we should, yes, we got audio again. Yeah. Unmute, I know. Unmute. Thank you for the reminder. Aging monkey brain and all. It's good to have that reminder. Okay, we're going to throw some hot air on this guy just to, overall, just to help evaporate any IPA that is that still hot? Evaporate any more of the IPA that the airline didn't get out. Sometimes some can stay under the BGAs and other chips. We're going to decrease the temp of our hot air about 210, 220. And go completely unnozzled so we have the full range of what cheapo can do, unnozzled. Come on, buddy, it is time to work. I'm just going to take and move the board. Throw some hot air on some of this stuff. Especially that chip. And there's stuff on the other side that is a little concerning. We broke that thing off, not super important that I know of, but watch, it'll be what's keeping the system from working. Alright, let's flip it over. We're going to be ever mindful of our little UMD switch in the middle. So I'm going to start down here. I think that's our Wi-Fi. Again, we're not trying to melt anything, just going over it with some hot air to help evaporate any IPA that the airline didn't get. What is flipping dinging, man? Nah, I'll check it later. It's not important now. Alright, so here's what we're going to do. Going to go right beside it. And we'll go to the other side of it. We're actually going to try and put a little protection this side. Look, there's a little there. Let's see if we can see any more flying out of this chip. Out of the corner here. Either flux or IPA, one of the two. Just a little. And our suspected chip with the short, we're going to still stay away from our little switch and not try and cook our battery too much. Kind of want to flux and reflow that one, but shut the fuck up. Not real wild about reflowing that. I don't have a donor board, don't have another chip here, so we're going to leave it as is, even though a few shorts appeared around it. Reflow is the last option right now. Get some hot air on there. Alright, it's not perfectly entirely clean. We can ultrasonic it for that. But it's very warm. We'll let the board cool down. I'm going to keep the tape on there so we can get those latched in together. And then I don't know what we're going to do. Possibly get a strip of plastic from another socket off the motherboard, melt them two back together. I don't know. Unless I have one wide enough, which I doubt that I do. I'm going to take a very, very quick look at a few motherboards to see if we have something in that general width. Yeah, like I thought, not a chance, not a hope. Not near wide enough, but we'll take it in case. That'd be great if that was it. I know it isn't. Show me a couple motherboards. Those connectors. Fuck, that'd be great. I know it's not happening now. What do we got? What do we got? All the same shit. Just all the same shit. Bunch of dead HPs. Don't think for a second though, if we get one that's the right width, we're not going to try and cram it in there. That's not near the right width. I don't know. Again, we're looking at it under a microscope. So, we'll bring a couple of these out with us and see. That's a prospect. In there. Ooh, that looks good, but I know it ain't it. Alright, can't check every motherboard, but we'll check a few. Let's see, how wide is that thing? It's that wide there. Pins are too close together, so there's going to be too many on that one. We'll rip it off and compare it. We know we need something close to that. So let's see, let's rip that one off the board. Now I forget which socket that was. Which one was it? This one? Yes. There it goes. Finally. I may have to chisel out the other side. Nope, we got it. Alright. Got our little flippy socket. That's the wrong thing entirely. As I said, the pins are much too close together on that one for it to be right, but it's the right general width. If PSP board, if the pins are the right distance, we could chop this one down and use it. Liquid damage? Yes, 100%. Don't, oh yeah, yes, 100% liquid damage. Let's check our pin distance. Ooh, we might have found one that we can just break this off here. We might just chop it down and not have a little, it'll just clip, but kind of like without the little knob things on the side. Let me grab a, we need a knife. A knife. It's not a knife. This is a knife. All right, let's check our pin distance. What do we? We got so many motherboards. I have so many motherboards out here. I almost forgot what I was working on. Yeah, no, not right. Too big, and I think this is going to be too little. Ah, well, we'll see what we can do with it, regardless. And we can force something in there. You know what? Let's take a closer look under the tape. Completely different setup on the edges, so I think, let's look. But what we're after is the clip down motion. I could care less if it's going to latch on the ends. We can clip it and it's going to be one solid unit. I would be happy with that. Are we short? What are we short? Short one. Look at that, one pin short. Literally one. So what do we do? Get the Dremel out, clean that out. Fuck it. We're just gonna put it back together and have like mount something on there. That was close, very close, but one pin short. I'm guessing Sony did that on purpose. And I doubt very much. Yeah, too much spacing. Same thing, I believe. Yeah, too big a spacing. Shit, shit, and more shit. I think this is the same one we already... No, that's a different one. Spacing is way too big. And our last board. No hope, not a prayer. Yeah, nope. We got close. We got within one pin. Within one pin, so yeah, it is what it is. Digitizer connector. Let's take a look. That's a good suggestion, my friend. I think we're too short. I think we're not long enough, but let's take a look. Yeah, we're not long enough. It's a very good suggestion. Let's look at the, what is that? The game card? I think the game card is about the same width, but take a little look and a little see. Yeah, the game card is just a little short. We got within 1 pin. If I had some micro drill bits here, like I'm talking smaller than a 16th, we would be drilling. And I think this, whatever this crap is, if you put IPA on it, it warps it. It might, or not IPA, if you put CA glue on it, I'm fairly certain. That, and I don't want to risk gluing the cable in if some would run. But it's just, I think it melts it instead of actually gluing it together. So let's go ahead, let's put it back together, let's see what is or isn't going to happen. I don't think we got any results, but if we can get it to kick on, that would be super cool. There's that thing we knocked off. Suppose we can try and solder that back on. I'm going to set that carefully out of the way. Going under here to scrape some rust. Balls. I'm listening to Phil while I'm working here, trying to get some skills transferred over by audio. Look at that cheap shit. Alright, good enough. What else is there? Anything we need to do on this masterpiece of a piece of shit? I don't think so. Well, perhaps a little rust. Not bad. Pins on the connector just above look a little crappy. You mean on the actual board? Up here? We did clean. These ones look shit. This is where the backlight feeds in. So I'm wondering if voltage didn't get carried through and kill something. Especially with that pin right there. I'm gonna grab the Twizzlers and see if we can. Nothing's loose on that one. Yeah, that does look a little shit, don't it? But they're pushing on them. They're all, I mean, is he loose? No, he didn't move. I'm gonna say they're good. That, look at that crazy ass one right there. We're gonna have to press that back down. See that? That connector is actually, look at that, it's actually folded and broken. So, yeah, we're gonna hope this hangs on for a little bit. Enough to get something in there and slam some tape on it. Alright, let's find out. We got a little bit of time on this. Let's find out how bad it's broke. Completely dead. No hope. I think it's a no hope case, but get out of the way. Time for a drink. Cold coffee. The soldered pins on the connector just above look a little crappy. Yes, soldered pads. Got me worrying. Did I miss something major? Am I being overly paranoid here? I want to say it's good. We're going to test it. So we have about almost 2 completely broken ribbon cable connectors. So we're going to have to be very careful putting this stuff back in. We don't want to do any more harm than we have to it. And that's not the way that goes in. We've got to sink the top in first. And watch the position of our switch, because there is a switch there that needs to go that way to catch it in the position we left it in, right there. Pull our ribbon cable out. Board dropped in. Does anything go under it? The analog stick goes beside. Right? Yes, and then the gray goes above it. Perfect. We'll get there. All right, let's get in closer so we can see what we're working on. Should almost look at the screen to work, but I don't have that coordination nailed down. I work in front of me better than... We're going to put this one in and this one in under the scope. The 2 broken ones, however, any other ribbons, I think, will be okay as is. What do we got? We got to look under the scope yet again. Just making sure that these latching connectors aren't... It doesn't want to go up easily. And if it doesn't want to go up easily, all right. Let's flip over to it so we can see what we're doing here. Looks okay. Let's try it. We really don't need the scope for the DC jack, but since we're here. What else can we put in? That will be later. Look at that. Look at that. And this is Barbie body jewelry. It's a new thing for 20 whatever. Get that dump out of there. 2023, newest thing. All right, let's go back. Got this to go in. Man, all these connectors have about had it. Like, I wonder what was done to this thing at one point. It seems like all of these are just like toast. That's one of them snap. Let's pull this back out and try and lift it then. Still doesn't want to lift great. Hey, old tech, can you blame it? And we see a spot where that should allegedly sink up to, or how far it should fall in. I'm gonna say, yeah, we made it. We're there. All right, that's in. It's gonna be a combination of switching back and forth, so we'll just keep using these two seams. We want to sink that in under, put that there. There's an alignment pin. Right here. And we have to put a screw in. And I'm not sure if the gray piece, no, the gray piece of screw goes through our motherboard. We do have this piece we have to set in there too, an alignment pin for that. Let's put the screw in first. All right, looks good there. Not wild about any of this. That door will help hold it. Pressurize, set our button down in. Don't start picking up on my screws magnet. Oh, okay, so all this stuff keeps chipping off and falling and bouncing. I think I'm losing parts, I'm just losing the outer shell. And let's put this white piece on. These are not fun. So you have a tuck tab. and then a bunch of teeth that have to slide downward. Nightmare if you've never worked on one of these. I hate them. Like the design, they're not too bad though, honestly, but just, yeah, not my favorite thing in the world. Okay, we will have a screw that goes through there. Right here. It's going to be another silver one. Hold on a minute now. That doesn't, however, flex like that. So possibly this isn't down all the way. Let's check. That's down there, that's down there. That should not flex down. Alright, instead of flexing it down, we're just going to wind the screw into where it touches. Get back in your house. Okay, we have a few more things. We got a few ribbon cables to plug in before we get to the two that are a pain. Really not looking forward to, but gotta do something. Alright, back to our other scene. Yeah, all these sockets have just about had it as far as there's not many flips left on them. Not many flips at all. What do we got? We got to put a speaker in, put our triggers in. Let's do that. Slide it slightly out of our way. So let's start working on triggers. Can't confuse them. Something I found odd is how they labeled them. Like, you can see our left trigger, but when it sits in the machine, it's like that. So when you hold it up and read it, hold it up like, would like grab it and hold it up to read it, you're reading it right side up instead of when you're looking at it from this way, from the other side, it being right side up. Just odd. I don't know how much stuff does that. Let's find out. Let's get some other brands from different time periods. Yeah, I guess they're all okay. Upside down. Upside down. Maybe I've never paid attention. And upside down. I thought they were. Is it Nintendo that's right side up? There's Nintendo upside down as well. For the user, not the observer. No, Nintendo's upside down as well. Okay, I'm crazy. Good to know. Good to know. Watch out. Get that guy out of here before he hurts somebody. These are, what am I doing? These are a nuisance to go in. So after you get your button in, you can kind of test that it works. You have an alignment pin. Well, 2 alignment pins and insert like this one inserts down in. Much easier to do this when if you got big fat fingers like me or out of the way. It's so much easier. So the little retaining clip will go in, hold your trigger in. First time I ever tore one of these down, the PSP 2000, fully assembled it. Not a second thought, just full send on it, got it back together. Didn't put the triggers in. Had to tear it back apart to get them triggers in there. Alright, super light retaining clips, but they're in. Let's keep going. Doesn't seem like we're missing a whole lot. We got, what, a button assembly, a speaker. No button assembly. We have a switch, the screen, and the button assembly, and the screen. So there's that one that goes into the big socket, plus the backlight. And then this guy will go in there. What a mess, what a mess. And let's put our microphone back where it goes. Microphone goes up between them, so the two that we're worried about, I'm worried about all of them, honestly. They're all in a scary ass place right now. Of not many flips left, but those are the two, the bottom two. This one does not look like it's in too bad a shape. We're worried about this one and this one right now. Let's see how it flips. Alright, let's go for our little ribbon cable. We have a speaker, or yeah, buttons and a microphone. I don't know why I keep calling it a speaker. We on it? Yeah, we can see it. Since we're here, we're going to flip this one that's worrisome up and try and get this ribbon in. Yeah, as we did that, we just snapped the end off, the little latch end right there. In the flip department, these things are about done. They need to retire from this circus and be sent off somewhere else. That will still latch down to an extent. I wouldn't trust it. We're going to put some tape on afterwards. Not looking forward to that one, but we'll get there when we get there. For now, we'll do this up close since we can. Let's put our speaker in. So how these worked, if I'm not mistaken, is you could turn them. I believe, could you turn them or just put it in? I thought they were my nuts. Yeah, I'm not going to say that you can actually turn them in. I thought you could. Secured enough for me, that's going to stay. Let's go over to our other ribbon cable and put our switch in place. None of this looked great at all. But not high hopes, but we have hold and power with spring back, hold and stay. Good. Make sure that's pressed in and hit our latch. Alright, that's in place. Now comes the scary part. Screen. Don't do it. What do we get? The little backlight ribbon or the screen? We're going to do the backlight. It has more slack in it, and then we'll go for the screen. This is a whole new exercise, doing this under a microscope as well. Normally it's by eye, but as I said, I don't trust any of these sockets. They've had way better days. Right, flip that up. I'm going to reach over it and try and pull these tabs. Kind of successful, not super. The ribbon is bottomed out in there, so let's hope. Locked in. Now, here we go. Let's watch shit break. That's in there. That is bottomed out. Now we got to get this to the latch without flying off of there. Alright, latched. We're going to just lay our screen down, run some pieces of tape across that. Or a piece or two. We find the roll of tape. There it is. Get some scissors. This is a challenge, sitting here trying to talk and work with Codger in your ear, rattling on and on. He's a talker, but that's good. That's what I love about that guy. Other than being a genuine good guy, he just doesn't need to ever stop talking. Anyhow, we got that ribbon cable in there without it breaking. I'm trying to give everything a good stick down. I think we'll take a little piece of tape, hit the ribbon, run up over, and just run up in that way. Shouldn't hurt any of those. Is it going to be much too wide? That's what I want to know. Much too wide or not? Yeah, much too wide. Let's grab a different width of tape. Alright. Which one do we want? This one? That's our guy. The amount of static on this thing is amazing. So we're just going to tuck it back to there. And there. There we go. And we have a little bit where it'll grab the board. That's good. Back side of sock at the top. And I think that's good there. Let's get our screen in place, flip our button assembly in place, and see what's what. Fucking dodgy. Meow. Alright, the button assembly kind of clips to the bottom of the screen. Alignment tabs, little snaps. Good enough, microphones there. That works. We'll worry about the rest later. Let's get the cover on with our buttons. We can pull the cover off, clean the screen, clean the inside later, but just kind of curious for right now. Man, something is off. What is it? What is it? We are way too high on the one side here. We got to pop this little tab back out. Ah, the speaker came out. Okay, the speaker popped out. No biggie. Let's lift this up and put that speaker back in place. I'm going to slide the front of it in. Probably not going to happen with the screen in place, so we're going to have to pop the screen back off, which means button assembly off, and then screen lifted up. What are we sticking to here, man? There we go. With any luck, this speaker stays in place this time. I've had that happen a few other times. We're going to hold that down, put our button assembly on. All right, looking good. Let's keep it there. Let's try this again. Don't spring up speaker screen. All right, we'll throw a couple screws in for good measure. Let's grab our corner screws. We have one screw, one, two, top, bottom. So there's one screw that goes in. I'm pretty sure it holds. Let's go ahead and put it in. We're here. It won't hurt. We can easily lift this back off of here. I believe it holds our power board in place. Let's find out. Yeah, right there. Is it power board or DC jack? DC jack. This thing's actually missing screws. One will come through there and there. Is there a little alignment pin to grab that? Little switch. There is. It might. I doubt it. No, not a chance. Not a hope. That's there. Boom. DC jack. I don't want that. You don't want that wiggling too much, but then again, you don't want that switch wiggling. Let's see if we can find a screw to replace that. Oh, hold on. Here we go. Never mind. We have one we didn't put in. Black one goes up there. Silver one goes in the power jack. No, never mind. Silver one is for the back. So yeah, we need a screw. Let's find one. It's gonna have to be damn small. I think I have a candidate here, possibly. Are you kidding me? I'm trying to keep it Phillips. It's about the same size. Alright, DC jack, power board's held down. Let's put this back on now and see what the verdict is. We'll throw one or two in the back, like I said, just to hold stuff in place. We don't want it jumping about if it doesn't need to. Hold that. And if we don't get it, we'll at least think that we should have and possibly revisit it. I'm just hoping for some type of results, but it didn't look hopeful from the beginning. We still have 3 more screws to put in, but they can wait. All right, let's find out. DC jack, we have change in behavior with power. I know you could run these strictly off of the DC jack if there wasn't, you know, water damage and whatnot. And it didn't light up, so I'm guessing that's a negative. Are we still plugged in? We are. I'm going to try a different plug, even though we know voltage is coming out of this one. This might be scrap. Let's throw our half battery in that's not a battery. I think we're going to do a revisit with the one chip I said about we need to try and reflow, and if reflow doesn't work, pull it and see if all those shorts disappear that were around it. And let's try the port on top just to be sure, because you could charge those at one time, or charge at one time. You could charge them there through the mini USB. I don't see anything happening. Honestly think this is a dead one, but we can revisit it with a donor board if I can find the proper donor board. Good thing is they're well labeled, the different versions of the board. Well, donezo for now. Let's try this for a quick minute. I don't know if, do I have, Is it a C to B? Yeah, I don't think I have that adapter here. That would be cool if I did. Is that it? No, it's just micro to C. That don't help us one bit. I'm trying to get B into the equation here with our gauge. Yeah, no. I can do it, but not on screen without an extension cord. Let's see what the meter says. If anything. Likely nothing. 4.9, 6 volt, 0.0 amps. Yeah, of course not. Going in, doing nothing. Deader than dead. Well, we gave it a shot. I'm going to have to strip it back down, get a model number, and right there, there's our confirmation of, yes, liquid damage. So who knows what all surprises will land. Wait, we'll give it another shot with an actual donor board. This is the only thing I have on site PSP related, is this in the power supply. So we can, I'll get a donor board if I can find one, and we'll give it a shot. And at some point, if it's revivable, we already said we were going to give this one away to somebody, so we'll honor that too as well. I would like to see it live though. That would be really cool if it worked. However, not today. Oh, what do I have? I don't have anything else here. I'm going to go ahead and get out of here for the day. It's getting late, getting close to the bedtime for the kids, so I'm going to go get them wound down for the night. Thanks for hanging out, people. I do appreciate it. Not so lucky. We'll give it another go next time. You know. Donor board. Let's see. I'm fairly certain that these are well documented. Let's take a minute and look it up. Can I bring my? Okay. Well, I really don't want to bring that screen up, but I'll bring up another one. Let's go for one. Hit OK. Oh, is that what it's on? Was one? That is the one that we want. Okay, so let's pop it up. Okay, yeah, so there's some out there. 35, 3000 Slim System motherboard. It probably wouldn't cost much to, no, I see it says used. Condition used, variation 1. Okay, so they're going to have two versions, so we're going to need to know if it's V1, V2. T88, what is it? TA093 879414131. That's it. That's going to be the number that we want there. And depending what version. TA093. I'm not seeing the version number on that thing though. I'm not really looking close. Hopefully I can see it. Whoa. So I'm not crazy. Look at that. 3001D. Let's see if that makes sense. Motherboard. PSP Go, I remember those things. Circuit board, donor boards. Yeah, we're not buying 10 of them. We only need possibly one. Alright, the only way is going to be to strip it down and get the number. I will do that here later, but at least we know that they are out there. They are available. That's great. So we can try and revive our board, or possibly we'll get another board that is better looking. So yeah, have a good night, everybody. I'm going to go ahead and shut my equipment off and get out of here for the evening. Thanks for hanging out. Whew. I'm just going to stay on the air while I'm cleaning up quick, though. I'm picking all this shit up. I gave it a whirl. The PSP 1 today. We'll be back to try and give it a go another day. Going with what you have, no parts, no donor boards. Never usually successful, but sometimes you can get lucky. Sometimes a good clean is all you need. Also, maybe I'll make a short or something on throwing it through the ultrasonic. I don't think that's going to do anything. I think the one chip where the shorts are is what's causing us a problem now. Definitely very skeptical about all those shorts being there around that one chip. Yeah, good night, bud. Get some rest, whatever it is you're going to do. We didn't win today, but hey, we can't win them all. We gave it a shot, though. Thanks for hanging out, Mr. Chris. A few minutes, pick up the tools, and we don't have to do it later. And as far as shorts, too, while I'm thinking of, there wasn't a whole lot of everything that we checked. I checked quite a few, not a lot, but I mean a few on the one side, so kind of feel good about that, that maybe a reflow would work. Possibly having to replace that chip. I don't know if that's something you can pull off a donor board or something you have to order new, though. Like if it's one of the max ICs on a switch that has that little coating on the bottom and then the balls, and if you try and reball the bottom out with the soldering iron, it'll scrape the coating. I'm not certain, but yeah, it seems like it is one of those chips. So we'll chalk this up for a challenge for another day with actual parts for it. Alright, this is my short one for PS4s. I'll hang it back up in its home. Put this with the PSP wherever I threw it in the pile. Continue to put that. Alright, keep putting this shit away. Send a message out. I never really type in my own chat. Let's do that. Let's be a complete and utter weirdo. Right. Shit, how do you stop this bus?